Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. I have been solving math problems for GRE out of this book here, practicing to take the GRE general test, the 10th edition. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. The problem that I'm about to solve is the one that you're going to find on page number 302. Page 302. Number 10. Let's take a look at it. There are 15 questions on this page here. There are 15 quantitative comparison questions on this page, as you can clearly see there. This is the old-fashioned paper and pencil exam, where all the questions were arranged in the order of difficulty, and you were given 15 quantitative comparison questions. And since you were given 15, and since they are arranged in the order of difficulty, what that meant was the first 5 questions were meant to be easy, 6 through 10 were meant to be medium, and 11 through 15 were meant to be difficult. This is question number 10. This is the last medium questions that is given there. 64% of people got this question right. Majority of the people had no trouble with it. Let's take a look at it. They want you to compare 24% of 75, 24% of 75, and 75% of 24. Now again, as I always remind you, these questions are called quantitative comparison, which is precisely why I write down the word computation and then I cross it out for emphasis, to remind you that these are not about computation. Many people forget about that, and they sit there and they compute every little thing that is given to you, and that's where they end up wasting time. Don't compute the bloody thing. Anybody can do it. In other words, don't sit there and waste your time like this. If you're trying to figure out what this is, and if you're trying to figure out what this is, you're missing the point. That is not the point here. Okay, so that's what we have. 0.24 times 75 and 0.75 times 24. So the question is, I don't know about you, but I find this decimal very annoying. The question is, how do I get rid of these decimal points? Well, if I multiply this 0.24 by 100, let me continue in the same ink so you can see it properly. But then if I write it in the same ink, there, in blue ink. If I multiply this 24 by this 0.24 by 100, it should become 24. I cannot find one decent marker. So this quantity here becomes 24. Now since I multiplied this column by 100, I cannot just leave it at that. Whatever I do to this column, I have to do the same thing to this column. If I add 5 to one column, I have to add 5 to the other column. If I subtract 7 from one column, I have to subtract 7 from the other column. If I multiply this column by 24, I have to multiply that column by 24, and so on and so forth. In other words, the two columns, you have to treat them as, even though they are not equations, but that's what it is. You have to treat them as two sides of the equation, and whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other side. And as long as you do that, you'll be fine. So I'm going to do the same thing. Since I multiply this 0.25 by 100, I'm going to multiply this side by 100, which is just as well, because by multiplying 0.75 by 100, I can get rid of the decimal. So 100 times 0.75 is just 75. So now, can you tell me, are you able to tell me, are you quick enough to tell me which quantity is bigger? 24 times 75 or 75 times 24? That's it is. Of course, if you do it this approach, instead of doing all the calculations, you find that at the end it's risible, it's laughable, it's just silly. Which one is bigger? Of course, they're equal. 24 times 75 is the same as 75 times 24. What that quantity is, in fact, is no concern of mine. I do not care. I do not care what they are. It is of no concern of ours what 75 times 24 actually is. They are equal. The answer is C. Whatever the hell that is, that's the same thing as this one. 24 times 75 has to be the same as 75 times 24. End of the story. I hope you find it. I hope you found it helpful. If you wish to get hold of me for personal private tutoring, face-to-face tutoring, or tutoring over the phone or over the internet via Skype and so forth, or if you wish to simply purchase the DVDs that I put together, which contains the solutions to all of these math problems. For any of those reasons, if you wish to get hold of me, go to my website at www.for4gre.com and send me an email. Or you can simply go to www.KeshwaniPrep.com and send me an email. Okay? That's it. Thank you. That's all it was here. No calculation required. These are not quantitative computation, these are comparison. And we have compared the two quantities. They are equal. Thanks.